We are streaming an arena game. We're playing with Ghostly and two other players that I don't recognize. We've got alchemists and mermaids picked into the first two seats of a round 6 towns game. We've got 3 of the scoring pass tiles, but not the ship scoring tile. We're missing the 6 coins pass tile. And it looks like there's no temp ship in this one. So I am very tempted to put in either dwarves or fakirs, depending on the color wheel. I know that they're not like late towns factions, but given the pass tiles, I think that it's very friendly to them. Cult rewards are pretty good for dwarves or fakirs as well. Like these workers are good for dwarves for sure. So we haven't managed to, okay, here we go. Here we go. We got architects, okay. So, yep, yellow or gray makes most sense as the other color here. Maybe green. Yeah, yellow or gray I think is the most suited here. So, nomads can obviously always do a pretty decent job in this game. I mentioned dwarves and fakirs specifically. I think that given the color wheel, I think I prefer dwarves here. Dwarves won't have a hard time connecting. Fakirs really want to town early so that they can do better flights late. So I think that dwarves probably do a little bit better with late towns. Yellow is also just somewhat less hostile to red. Red is actually in a pretty nasty spot if yellow is in the game, because then they don't get like this town that they love the most. And it will be fun to play architects here, but I think dwarves are good. Okay, so how's this going to go down? I think we can probably expect dwarves to start on the spade, and then architects will take either worker power or the priest. I would say that the case for the worker power is that you can then open temple 3 dwellings with a town, which is really, really solid. Like you could do temple fire 1, build 3, take the priest, take the bridge, go temple for fire 1, and then build 3 dwellings and make a town, maybe the 2 key town. I often take the priest town as well. You get first priest to fire or first priest to air. For dwarves, yeah, we just take the spade. So mermaids get either priest or worker power. Worker power is like leagues better than the alternative. And alchemists are going to have a bit of a rough time because they don't get a power tile. Now they can snag the priest with their first power action, which maybe means it's more likely for architects to start with the priest, because they might get blocked on this power priest by alchemists, which then means that mermaids are more likely to get worker power, which in turn has me liking mermaids a bit more. Alchemists can start with a big building tile, so they can grab the priest first, and then they build their strongholds. Maybe down here in the, you probably build it here in the east near dwarves, and then, yeah, I think that if I'm alchemist, I'm probably expecting to get the stronghold tile, building the stronghold, and then buying priest, and getting stuff out. But I do think that that's not the greatest line. It's not the most track-friendly line. It also doesn't get you Earth 1. And the priest production as alchemist is good. The early shipping points are not quite as useful. I do think that these two bids are pretty decent, though. Archivists, I think, will really struggle to make late towns. That's one of the big reasons I don't like them quite as much here. Alchemists, the big struggle might be connection, but I think that E8 should be relatively safe for us. I do kind of think that mermaids should be getting worker power. That said, I mean, they could totally not get it, and that would kind of suck. When can archivists start moving their bridges? That's kind of what I'm thinking here. They're probably putting like a temple here or something. Well, maybe you put your temple over here on E3. And then can you start strongholding here, like early on? Also, like, are dwarves going to try to pull a fast one and try to take away, try to start on C5 or something? It seems really bad to do that. I like starting on D6 often as architects and then trying to get over like this in the east. We could do like an early town there, build 4 dwellings. Yeah, that's probably where I would want to start as architects, probably on D6 and build out stuff over here. And I think it would just be the 2 key town given all this stuff here. I think that given that architects are super, super likely to build D3, I think I would like to be over here. I mean, I think that mermaids will be fine because they will get that neighbor. Though, man, alchemists really are going to get to like every black hex. They're not really going to lose many black hexes here, I think. Just building stuff as architects is always fun. So that's kind of why I'm just thinking here. I don't think that there's really any threat on C2, D3, or E3. So I think hex pressure wise, we're fine. The thing that we'll most struggle with is connecting. Maybe we can take in, yeah, maybe we don't connect as architects, but we're going to deal with like a number of fairly strong network factions. So maybe that's not a huge deal. We can build 2 TPs during the TP round. That would be D7 and D4. So it's a lot of track points that I think that we could get here. Like 8 track points here, 6 here, 14, 19. Maybe we squeeze out another one for 24. And then like 1 town late, 29. It's like 30 something. Alchemist starting with a big building tile just can't be too bad. Again, dwarves starting with a spade also can't be too bad. Mermaids could struggle for a 3rd town spot. If alchemists beat them to both these blacks and they beat them to C1, which I fully expect them to do, I think alchemists will get all 3 of these blacks. Then mermaids would need like a double dig here, and they would need to try to cut through here, or they would need to try to cut through here for another town, or they would need to do some nonsense like a town. No, yeah, I think mermaids will really struggle for the 3rd town spot, and that's a reason why I don't really love them here. So I'm going to stop bidding on mermaids. Put like... My least favorite thing about dwarves is that we might not get good neighbors here in this center town. Alchemists could very well just ignore E6. Like, it's a very strange color wheel that E6 might just get left empty. And if that happens, then we get a lot of hexes to build dwellings on for dwarves, but not very good town space. Because like the center is not great for neighbors, right? So like, where do we put our TPs? We get like maybe E9, and then we tunnel down here for another town. So like, architects probably beat us to D7, and then in the center we're awkward. I think that architects and alchemists are where the bidding should be at right now. So I mean, the only reason why I don't like mermaids as much is because I think that there's potential that architects do take worker power and then you're really screwed. But if you get worker power, then I'm very, very happy to play mermaids still. It's just that it's a 2-town game plan and we have to live with only 2 towns. But like, 2 towns never, no one ever got hurt only playing 2 towns. 2 towns can be very solid. One of those classic questions in these games is like, what about Earth 1? I haven't quite answered that question for myself yet. Yeah, I think I like alchemists more than mermaids because E5, B3, A8, C1, and then you probably just win the race to B4. I don't really think that red has that much incentive to try to rush B4, and I don't really see how they can rush B4. Red struggles to connect. That's probably their biggest issue. They have nice town space over here in the east. They have nice town space over here in the west, but they struggle to tie it all together. Dwarves probably beat them to G2, and then I'm not sure like where you go from there. But I'm pretty close to dwarves now. Like, dwarves can get G6 for like dwarves will find some town over here in the east. The question is what happens in the center and west, but dwarves, I think that a lot of us will play culty. I think that most of these factions are going to play fairly culty, other than alchemists. Maybe architects not so culty because are they building a temple in round 1? Maybe not. So mermaids and dwarves have cult advantages, maybe, but architects should get the 2-key town. I mean, I expected it might as well be the 2-key town. Like, what other town is it going to be, I guess, is the question. New thought is that architects, if we take the priest town, we can build a second bridge. An old man in Budapest visited the mobile phone repair shop and asked to fix his phone. There's nothing wrong with your phone, said the repairman. Then why are there no treasures in this game? I am not putting in treasures into my games. Absolutely not. No treasures, no enlightened, no Atlanteans for me. Okay. I think I was pretty close to dwarves, so let's see what Ghostly cooks up here. Ghostly's a strong player. Trust his judgment. Well, that's very unfortunate and very bad for both of us. Yeah, this is really bad for both of us. Okay. Um, Man, I hate it when I play games like this and this happens. I think that I probably need to punish him. Dwarves will probably just win if I don't go here. And I'm like basically out of it, right? Like what does G2 get? I guess if I go G2, then I get to connect. I get a town here and I get to connect. So it might be okay, but it's a much, much worse game for me. Okay, we'll do this. We'll play it this way and see what happens. Curious how strong these players are. Who's a strong player? Okay, so I can expect him to take the big building, or I can expect him to take the priest power action, is the short story there. So then there's a question of like, can I play for double dig? I probably can't, because all the hexes that I want are like double dig is not the right play for me here, because I don't have a place to place my second spade. I could like turn e6 to yellow, but that's not really any good. I don't want to join my two dwellings that way. So it's the priest. I just really like the worker here, but I don't think I'll get a priest if that happens, and I can't double bridge, and then I won't be able to do the shenanigans that I want to do. Yep, priest does go. What's the common opening for this bridge builders? The common opening, so this is a dwelling rush game. So the common opening is going to be, we're just going to make a town. We're going to make a TP here, and then we're going to go C2, D3, E3. And then, so I'm going to build 3 dwellings, and maybe I like take a ship town and build I5, but honestly, I think I might just take a priest town or a 2-key town or something. Mermaids should be double digging here, I assume. If they don't double dig here, I probably will just double dig C3 and then bridge town up through here, which would really hurt alchemists, I think. But I think that most likely, yeah, they do just double dig. They want Earth 1, so they're slow playing. And I could take Earth 1. It's not the worst idea to take Earth 1. Yeah, I should have the economy to take Earth 1, bridge, and still get a worker's action. Might be interesting to try it. Tricky if I do want to build a stronghold, but I can still do stuff down here in the south. Slash in the west. Thanks for the explanation. Yeah, no problem. We could take one of the priest power actions. So let's see, how much leech are dwarves expecting? They're expecting 2 leech. They could take the... They could get the double spade, which would be a real bummer. They probably should get the double spade, right? Because they're going to take Earth 2. And they're going to get leech from mermaids here. Mermaids are going to... All right. We're going to do it. Oh wait, sorry, what am I talking about? The double spade already went away. I really just thought a lot about something that was not going to happen. I've thought it through, and I think that I would like to take Fire 1 here. I would like to take Fire 1 with this, so that way when I take the 2 key town, which is the town that I'm leaning toward, all right, so alchemists will get no leech. What that means is that they shouldn't be trying to take the workers action, because they should be trying to advance their shipping twice. So I should be safe to float the workers action. I've already decided that I don't want Earth 1 here, I think. So I can just build here. And I think dwarves, well, dwarves just might build these 2 hexes, or build E9. Like, I'm trying to wait for, like, leech, basically, before I have to start taking power actions. So I don't have to burn down my power as much, because I do think I want some double digs here. I probably want B2, I probably want B2 for, like, town reasons. And I think I want, like, I'm thinking that a town goes, like, through these hexes up here, and then a town goes through these hexes down here, and then a town goes through these 3 hexes, or, like, these 2 hexes or something. So it's probably like a 3-ish town game plan. It would be somewhat of a disappointment if that didn't manage to happen, I think. Okay, I didn't get the leech that I wanted, so I guess I'm taking this. Actually, there should be nothing wrong with doing this. Here comes a second ship advance from alchemists. And I fully expect it to be B3, A8, because those are the hexes that mermaids will have access to. Mermaids will probably continue to deny me leech. They might even take the coins here, actually. Wouldn't be terrible, but they could also just pass early. Did dwarves start C5? They did start C5. It was a very good move by Ghostly. I thought that, like, I was like, oh, you know what? I probably wouldn't do that. But honestly, in hindsight, it does make sense. Like, I could have started D7 out of spite. But I think that starting double center is not too bad, because I guarantee myself a town here. And I also basically guaranteed myself connection already, right? I'm going to connect this round, literally. So... double center is all right. It's what you would do. Okay. Well, glad to hear that. Dwarves are in a good spot. I would probably pass for this this cult step tile right now, because then you can put the first priest to air next round, and yeah, first priest to air with the bump, very, very good here. The left part of the track is cut off a bit. Oh, thank you, chickens. Okay, it's not the width, it's my window itself, my layout. And is that better? Am I also, like, not using as much vertical space as I could be? I feel like I'm not using as much vertical space as I could be, but better. Thank you, everyone, for letting me know. There's a spade hanging out there, and it looks like alchemists are going to get it. This is a pretty sick alchemist game. Wow, Ghostly passed for the TP tile. What? Instead of the dwelling, or like this cult bump? I don't love that. Also, this is cool. All 6 of the power actions got taken in round 1. You don't always see that. You don't enjoy the base map, so you lack the motivation to play Arena. Yeah, that's fair. I love the base map. I think these are excellent settings. I actually really dislike random map, personally. These people are crazy for not taking that tile. I'll probably be taking like this dwellings tile, I think. You think we might get Fjords next season? That's fun. Fjords is a good map. Arguably my favorite map. All right, where do we place this tile? I've gotten myself into trouble before placing this wrong. I think there's a huge chance that I manage to get a town. If I place it on C2, that essentially locks me into getting either E6 or B2. And alchemists, like, they're on the spade, so they could take one of those away, like, immediately. I don't really want to count on trying to get that. I think that E2, F1 are hexes that I want anyway, so that I can get through to H1. So I think I place it over here, and then I fight for one of those. So I would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digs this game. I'm looking for 6 spades this game. Whew. All right, let's hope. We're gonna hope. Anyway, it is gonna be the 2 key town, so I can get that power boost that I wanted. All right, which of these do I actually want? I talked about taking the TP tile, but now I talked about taking the dwellings tile because I have 4 dwellings, but in reality, what do I actually want to do next round is probably a more important question. I want to send my priest off to the air cult, and maybe I want to hard dig F3. And then I can maybe just get a cult spade on E2 or something, or B2. Probably B2 actually, right? This is the least likely spot for alchemists to contest anyway. I just need F3 and B2, and then that should basically set up my whole game. Your number 1 setting that you care about is having bonus endgame scoring on, and number 2 is not having it be base for a whole season. Oh yeah, I hate both of those settings personally. But okay, so question is, important question, do we actually want to try to build a temple here? Can we just get Earth 1? Alright, so I think the plan is Priest to Air, Temple Earth 1, right? And then maybe we'll turn F3 to red, hoping that Ghostly doesn't tunnel dig here. He could tunnel dig, that would be pretty bad for us. So maybe we need to not do that and just hard dig F3. Or we just put our cult spade, as we said, on like B2 or E2. That's probably a little better. So this is still better. Like, Temple is... It's still better to take the Dwellings Pass tile if we're doing Temple, so... Wonderful plays. You also hate the extra network scoring. Yeah, same here. Oh, you cannot get behind that. Okay, yes, agreed. Agreed with all of you wonderful people. I think mermaids will probably send us first priest. So that means that we're going to start with the temple, I think. I guess the one thing that we could do is if we send this... Is Ghostly going to take the coins if we do this? Also, am I losing Earth 1? I don't think I'm losing Earth 1 because Ghostly could have taken Earth 1 immediately, and he did not. If I Temple Earth 1 here, I could really start to dominate the cult game, I think. This is a fun dwarves game. I mean, it should definitely be for these two workers, right? He can then go Sanctuary this round. Like Sanctuary for Air 1. Yeah. It's a fun dwarves game. Obviously, I'm going to hate on it because it basically killed me, but it's quite nice for Ghostly. I just realized I need one more dig than I realized, right, previously, because I can't have 2 3-hex towns, so like this F3 G1 town is not a town, actually. I need F3 I6 probably. Probably needs to be F3 I6 I5 as a town. So that's one more dig that I'll need this game. So I'm gonna need to move my bridges a lot. Does Earth 1 hurt my economy too much? Should I just make a TP instead? The extra priest production will come in handy. Can't be that bad. I just realized one very awkward thing, which is that I don't have a temple here in the south. So if I wanted a sanctuary town to go in the south, that's awkward. Alchemists want one more action so that they get onto my TP tile. Can I stall them at all? I kind of want to just build F3 here. But I also need E2. Tricky. It's probably not worth blowing my economy for any of this stuff, but I really would like that spade. That's the thing. If I just make a TP here, what happens? If I make a TP here, I kill my worker econ, but then I get to pass on to the spade. I could take E2, dig and build E2 next round. This is fine. Mermaids are struggling to place a cult dig. I think it should just go on I2. There's like C3 they can build right away, but they want to take a coins action. So just build I2, take the coins action, and no one's going to interfere with that. I guess Ghostly might get the coins action anyway. I mean, mermaids are before alchemists, so I feel like there's every reason to just... I take H3. Are they trying to angle for a different town somehow? I don't really see how that really helps their town dreams, but okay. E2 and B2 are kind of key for our town dreams. So let's start with E2. Yeah, let's start with E2. quick earth 1. Okay. I really don't want to lose F3 here, so maybe this is the hex that I'm digging this round. Okay, it's double dig, I see. That's what happened there. So, okay, so mermaids are going to get to B5. Interesting. I didn't see that coming. But alchemists are going to connect through the south instead then. So if I'm alchemist, I'm probably just advancing ship here and then like hard digging or something. But they're gonna go for water 1 now that they've lost earth 1. Okay. We're being offered the coins, but I think that it's actually more important that I secure F3 here. And then I'll figure out where my priests go after that. All right. Our alchemist cutting through to E2 this round. Doesn't look like it now that they've lost that power action. Even if they take a priest and advance digs twice, they would only have enough juice to get down to D2. And they're probably templing for water 1 here anyway. Okay, cool. So I don't need to worry about that. All right, so one of our priests should be going to a cult now. Also, I really do need B2 as well. God, I have so many pressures. Okay, let's lock up I6 and I5, right? Okay, sorry. Priest needs to go to a cult. Let's take the water cult spot because this is pretty contested. And also there's a spade as a reward. The coin's actually not getting taken this round is pretty wild. I guess Ghostly can still grab it if he wants. He can tunnel to I9, or he can build this big building. He has lots of options available to him. So we need 2 digs here, 1 dig here, 2 digs here, right? We need 6, we still need 5 digs this game. I've used 1, I've taken 1 of them. Will anyone steal the bridge? No one wants a bridge yet, right? Ghostly doesn't want this bridge to I9. Mermaids don't have the power to bridge. So if I send this priest to like the Earth cult right now, does anyone stop me from dropping this bridge here? Maybe I don't want to do that anyway. Yeah, I probably don't want to do that. I probably just want to use the bridge like a normal person. Yeah, this is fine. Oh wait, alchemists beat mermaids to this hex? What the heck? That's... did not expect that. All right, what's happening here? Dwarves are probably going to pass for the dwellings tile. And then alchemists are going to pass for the dwarves tile. Maybe mermaids pass for the TP tile, and then I get some coins. Is that what's happening here? Mermaids stay in the round. Or alchemists. No, sorry, alchemists are indeed passing. It's a TP round next. Neither of us really wants that, so I'm just going to build my economy as well. Mermaids do get to pass onto the TP tile if they want it. It looks like just 4 points for them, so good for them. Probably take... That makes sense. I think I would like to end this game with no... How do we want this to go? I guess this gives us access to the coins action. Maybe that's valuable. Depending on who wants it. Okay, Ghostly just rushes water 1. It's valid. Alchemists advance dig. Or are we supposed to take water 1 then? Maybe we're supposed to take a double dig action. Scary thought, but... Alex have advanced digs once. If we go Sanctuary, Act 6 on B2... Oh, I'm not getting Act 6, am I? Dwarves should probably take Act 6 if I leave it. Considering taking the coins and just building both big buildings. Can put the Sanctuary here. I can always Stronghold later. I can't get water 1 back. All right, let's figure out what we really need. What are the most important things here? Is it that important that we get all the towns this game? I think the answer is kind of yes. We're already kind of behind on points, so we need to really just focus on getting some towns squeezed out here. Like, we're going to lose some of these hexes, and we need to be okay with that. Or basically, the question is, like, is it more important to build these big buildings now, or is it more important to secure hexes? I think that I'm going to answer that it's more important to secure hexes. Yeah, that's my answer. You think I need B2? Yeah, that's in the end I did settle for that option, right? Like, Ghostly was going to take the double dig, and Alchemists were going to start spading shit, so... I think Alchemist only got to level 2 on dig, so I guess they're going to, now they are going to secure water 1. Okay, Ghostly probably wants G3 more than he wants F4. Guessing that's what this undo is about, but who knows. Nope, does the same move, cool. Mermaids should take the coins. I think alchemists probably take, well, alchemists probably take water 1. And if water 1 does get taken, then I'll just build a stronghold this round. They take the priest, okay. So because they took the priest, I think then it's probably better for me to go water 1 than, well, okay, what's more important? Water 1 or, oh, water 1 is gone. Okay, that's, I forgot that alchemists didn't need to take water 1. Okay, fine. So then this is the best thing that I can do. And I just need to figure out if Stronghold or Sanctuary is better. But clearly it's Stronghold, right? Like, Stronghold is points. So we're going to hard dig E2. And then we're going to build the Stronghold. And then we're going to put the bridge onto G1, right? Stronghold is like Air 1. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. And it has more economic benefit than Air 1. So seems like a pretty easy call. I might need to build the Sanctuary, but I might not, right? It's possible that I can dig around and get A5, A6 or something. Mermaid Stronghold. Didn't expect that. I don't know why Mermaids never took the coins action, but whatever. Where's this priest go? Air is where I get the reward right away. I can also just keep pressing my advantage on air this way. Oh shit, I'm not going to get G1. Alchemists want G1 to connect. Well, no, they don't want G1 to connect, right? They connect on B4, so they don't want G1. All right, so our required spade count right now is still 3, right? That's the magic number. Do alks ever go after E2 here? They do, but I'm planning on hard digging E2, right? I have a dwelling left on my board, so the plan is to hard dig E2. They have too many workers left, so I do need to make that move. And I'm going to pass on to the spade, I guess. And then with the spade, I'll get F1. Actually, maybe with the spade, I'll get A5, right? That's actually better. Oh, these two are both good. You thought I was going to swing a bridge over to get G1, but it has the negative side effect of towning in the south. I am not swinging this bridge yet. I'm leaving this bridge. I'm going to leave these two towns joined up, and I'm just going to swing the bridge here in the south between these two rounds. I think I might be able to hold both towns off till the final, but I'm not absolutely certain. Okay, actually, so alchemists have taken themselves out of the race for E2 now, right? Because I now have access to this dwelling pass tile. I think that that's what I want, right? Oh wait, no, mermaids passing onto this spade makes life just a lot easier for me in a lot of regards. Yeah, now that alchemists have taken Air 1, I think my life has become officially easier. They don't even have a dwelling left on their board, so I can just build G1, and then I can hard dig this at my leisure next round. The only question is, do I want to get onto this dwelling VP tile? So what would it be next round? It would be like build G1, hard dig E2, and then make some TPs, right? I'm just trying to figure out like how much can I afford to do next round? Like how many points are these dwellings really going to be worth? But I think it has to be better to like block off alchemists from getting onto this dwelling VP tile. Leave ourselves open to take some leech. We should be able to build all 4 of our TPs next round, but we still want to build some dwellings as well. Alchemists will build a TP early. Where's it go? Probably on B5, I would think. All right, what's our network look like here? Our network looks like it's going to be around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more hexes. 6. That would take us down to 15 structures. Okay, that's plenty. You're doing some math on my towns. Let's see, right? What I want to do is, I don't understand why I'm in such trouble with towns in like your eyes. The way I see it, right, is I'm gonna get G1, right? Now I don't really see any issues with towns. I don't know if I'm missing something obvious, but like here's what I see, right? I can just go TP TP. Like this, to be clear, like I want 4 hexes here, right? I want E2 and F1 so that this is a town. So all I need to do is separate this bridge off and put it on like G2 to H4 or something, right? And then I make all my TPs like over here. And then I swing this bridge down to here and I make the sanctuary. Like I'm not building the sanctuary this round, if that's not clear. All right, we're gonna lock up G1 first just because alchemists can mess with that. I can't move the westernmost bridge and do that. I have to get those other 2 hexes first because of where the key is. But can't I just swing this bridge over to like G2, H4? Oh, I see what you're saying. Then I can't do this bridge. All right. Well, we'll think about it. We'll think about it. Yeah, you have a point there. Because I want to use my cult spade on F1, right? That's what you're thinking. And I agree that I do want to spend my cult spade there. I'm beating dwarves network, right? I think I'm beating dwarves on network. Oh, mermaids towned. Interesting. Ah, you know what? I can afford to put this bridge here because then I can just go TP 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 on E2 TP here. I think I have enough spots to build TPs without towning early. And actually I can put one on G1, right? So I'm fine. I'm just going to reconnect these two, but I won't form a town. Yeah, I'm fine. I need all the leech now because I want to build 4 TPs. Maybe I should have seen that coming. So now I really need A5, I guess. A5 is the hex that I really need. So if I hard dig A5, hard digging A5 is fine, right? Because now hard digging A5 should be okay. The problem is, the one thing that's bad is that now I need H5, H1. Actually, no, I don't have a place to put the cult spade, but I guess it just goes on I7, right? Cult spading I7 isn't so bad. Yeah, I just have to do it. It sucks, but I have to do it. Okay, we hard dig this. First we put a TP over, we put a TP over here, I guess. Then we're gonna hard dig A5. I decided not to leave myself open to taking every single leech. What's the alchemist situation? I think alchemists are dead. I mean, like, alchemists are still going to score pretty well, but I don't think that they're going to win. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. They have water 1 and air 1, but they're not on a pass tile this round. I think that that hurts a bit. It's kind of nice that I connect on one ship. I'm not sure if I'm going to connect on one ship. I think I still have a lot of dreams, including going after like H1 and I1 here. So alchemists are probably committing to this 3-town dream, right? Like, can I just leave myself to cult spade A5, or is that too ridiculous? I probably should be locking this up here, right? I have one more priest that I can place to a cult. It probably goes to... You think I have 4 more dwellings to go to build? If I have 4 more dwellings to build, that implies that I'm taking H1, doesn't it? Oh yeah, you're saying that 4 more is the limitation of my economy. I agree, but the thing is, like F1 was the way that I got those hexes, right? Like F1 was how I bridge, so that would have saved me. It would have saved me 1 shipping and 1 dig. And now, like, it's annoying. I would need to take some econ towns or something to make that happen. Two more shipping to get 1 dwelling down seems dubious. Oh, because I'm putting a cult spade on I7, you're saying? Possibly true. Possibly true. We'll see. We do have to secure A6 for that to really be true. This is a really, really nice Dwarves game. Oh, I haven't used this bridge action. I should use my bridge action. Well, I think Ghostly probably has it. He's going to dig down I-10 with his first action, right? Like, unless alchemists actually try to kill this town, might be actually 3-towning. That would be insane. Dwarves need 4 digs next round. I don't think dwarves should bother connecting. I mean, maybe they should, but I don't think it's that important to them to get D6. But who knows? Maybe they can't 3-town and connect, but like maybe they can, you know? Maybe no one will really interfere with these hexes. Alchemists have a lot of stuff to do in order to lock up their own town, so... I guess this is D1 and I3, okay. So what do we need? What we need is we need to build this sanctuary, probably. Maybe I should have transformed D1, actually. Maybe that was the more banter play. We need 1 shipping. I don't know, maybe we can just take E6 for kicks. Coins go from alchemists, that makes sense. Okay, dwarves are going to fight for that connection for whatever reason. Mermaids should probably just take the 8-pointer by making a TP here or something. No, they take a single dig. Okay, so I get an 8-pointer. That's nice. That makes it harder for mermaids to beat me on air. You like my position better than dwarves? I don't know about that. Yeah, I mean, I'm taking this. So the big building has to come, right? I have to sanctuary air 1, probably. Yeah, so I'm 2 moves away from a town. I'm going to lose a lot of towns in the meantime. Okay, all the high VP towns are gone, so I'll be taking a ship town or a coin town at the end. No problem. No problems there. So I think I should just lock up A6 while I still have it. Is D1 any better? Can't I take a priest town, refbot? I mean, yes, I can. My thought process is more, am I going to have the opportunity to take a priest town? My guess is no, I'm not. Like there's only 3 good towns, right? But mermaids will beat me to 1. They're going to temple fire 2 and then take one of the, either the 11-point town or the priest town. And then they're 2 moves away from getting 3 towns, right? So, wow, mermaids have all their blues left. This is pretty unusual in a game with alchemists, but this alchemist game has not gone that great. Mermaids are attempting to secure all their natural hexes. Can they get to 15 structures? I think that they probably cannot get to 15 structures. But I could be wrong. They're probably going to take a... If they take a coin town here, then they're definitely... Then they have economic ambitions. Just put it that way. All right, alchemists want fire too. They definitely want fire too. And that means I could be losing the fire cult to alchemists. I'm just wondering what I should be taking with this sanctuary, right? I'm also considering like trying to go for D1. I need 2 hexes this game, right? So what if I just take A6 and then TP, double hard dig, D1? Is it like a little fragile to do that? D1 lets me avoid building the SA. Yeah, exactly. The question is, how bad is the SA versus like just taking D1? Because like otherwise I can just get a cheap hex, right? I can get like B1 instead. It also slows my tempo on just getting other stuff. The worst part about the SA is 4 extra coins, right? No, basically I'm making, it's either a dig or a sanctuary. So the dig is $1 and 5 coins worse than cheaper than the sanctuary. The SA is almost equivalent in points. Yeah. Yeah, it's not an obvious call here. Like I want 2 dwellings and a TP, right? I think that D1 is slightly better, so I'm going to just play it out a little. I'm not going to rush my town, so I'm going to let my opponents get the high VP towns, and I'll figure my way out from there. Like, Mermaids already took this low VP town, so... You think Mermaids are going to go for the coin town anyway? If they're trying to get to 15 structures, they are. But they don't need to get to 15 structures. They just need Temple for Fire 2. Or I guess it'll be Temple, like... Coin town, best town. You guys are funny. Yep, there's Fire 2. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to make the executive decision here that D1 makes it so that I don't need to advance my shipping, right? It also saves me ship increase, and that is definitely valuable. Now, is the 11 pointer still going to be there? Who knows, but 11 pointer slash priest, right? Of course, if mermaids try any bullshit like going up air cult, then I will just have to sanctuary air 3 on their ass. You're wondering if Sanctuary Fire 3 is ever the move? No, I mean, Sanctuary Fire 3 could definitely be the move, but what I don't like about Sanctuary Fire 3 is that it makes it so that I need 2 ship, right, to get to the structure count, to 2 structures. And I think that getting to 2 structures is definitely valuable. Alchemists will get to 1, I guess, so... But mermaids are getting to 2 or 3, so... Well, the more important thing is that, like, I really want to get this last structure down, period. So I think I've kind of committed to just taking D1 here. That's kind of how I see things. There's the temple. I think it should just be for air 1. Okay, it is just air 1. So I don't need to protect air cults anymore. So that's one thing I can stop thinking about. I think I want D1. I think the answer is I want D1. Either way, I think that this is a good choice. So dwarves are basically done. They're going to chase me up the earth cult, probably. So I probably spare a priest for the earth cult. That's fine. Yeah, I can spare a priest for the earth cult. And then I just need D1 after that, or sanctuary. I can do either. Actually, would it be funny for me to just dig A4 to black against mermaids? That would be pretty funny, right? Maybe it's not incredibly funny, but it's pretty funny. Do I have this over Ghostly? Ghostly is going to get to 142. He has a resource point left. Actually, can he tunnel and dig? He can't tunnel and dig. But he can, if he gets a little bit of leech, he can build down one more structure. Mermaids have nowhere useful to put this priest. I think I'm just going to smash them by turning A4 to black. No, that actually helps dwarves, right? That actually helps dwarves because dwarves could tie mermaids network. Can mermaids get to 15? Absolutely not. Look at this. They have 2 dwellings left, but they have nothing left. They only have one worker left. They need to figure out if they're trying to build that dwelling or they're just taking the 11 points, but they are just taking this priest. Okay. I win network with D1. Yeah, I do. And all the things that we said before about not needing the ship advance still apply. Like, no one tried to mess with our cults. This is just the right play. TM. The right play. I need one ship? Yeah. Well, I need one ship that I already have. Yeah. Agreed. Alchemists are going to try to make some plays for cults, so I should probably close some of these out. Like, alchemists could win with like an air 3 type play, right? But 11 points is just better. You think I should contest fire? I mean, one of these priests is reserved for advancing shipping, right? Alchemists want those as priests for workers as towns? No way. I think alchemists are done with their towns. They only need 4 more workers to make their last town. Yeah, alchemists only need 4 more workers to make this town. I think that the correct play is not to contest alchemists on cults too hard. But maybe sending one to the... this cult is not such a bad idea. I don't need that much power. Mermaids aren't getting like a monster load of leech, are they? They would require 5 leech to get there. It doesn't really matter. This is the one cult I probably trust alchemists not to chase me down on. And mermaids and dwarves are out of it. Alright, we need a shipping anyway. I'm pretty sure we're not taking the shipping town. Is there any risk of losing 11 points here? There's not. Let's just do this first. It's dark in here. I'm going to turn on a light.
I don't even notice you there, puppy. Oh, you're through.
Through power lets me convert another priest. I actually kind of thought of that. Like, there was probably some potential. But I decided not to go for it because, honestly, that's not really what I need. In fact, I might just like advance dig a second, like advance shipping, right? Advancing shipping here is just worth 3 points. That is probably the better way rather than taking another priest. Oh, you're saying that right now I can send the priest to Earth and do it. Yeah, that is true. It is true that I can do that, but couldn't it just be better to just advance my shipping? By the way, I look like a fool for saying that alchemists were out of the game, don't I? Alchemists are clearly not out of the game. Is this the right play? Is this how I do it? Yes, it is how I do it. Okay. So we're just going to take this. So alchemists want to power town, I guess. And I don't need to worry about what alchemists want anymore. We are just in the... You agree that shipping is better? Yeah, I think that shipping is better. It is ironic that, like, even though I didn't build the sanctuary, I still advanced ship twice. Or I still wound up advancing my shipping. But honestly, if we think about it, that makes plenty of sense, right? The only reason why we didn't advance our shipping earlier, like the only reason why we can afford that ship advance is because we didn't build the sanctuary. So like it's kind of self-fulfilling. All right, so I've got 6 points against mermaids at the minimum in network. So that puts me within 2. And I've got them beat on the cults by a fair margin. So we beat mermaids. Do I crush Ghostly? So I beat Ghostly by, let's say alchemists do get to 16. So I beat Ghostly by 12 on the cults. That puts me at 133. And then, do I crush him? He's got 143 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he's at 153. And I'm going to be at 133 plus... Do I actually get 20 points on these cults? I guess if alchemists beat me on any cult, they also take away points from Ghostly. See, I don't think I've crushed Ghostly, but I think I eke him out by like a point or two. Alchemists are doing a lot of math right now. They're trying to figure out if it's worth it to go for all the structures or if it's better to just contest cults. And my game may rise or fall depending on it. Yeah, I think Crush is a bit of an exaggeration, right? Because Ghostly does have 10 cult points himself. If Alchemists do like absolutely nothing. Okay, so they are going to go for every structure, which is fine. They can only really threaten the water cult. 4 priests to air and temple air 3. Oh, that's still not enough. Okay, fair enough. Okay, yeah. -1 for resources. I gained 26 over him in endgame. 10 plus 12. Maybe you're right. You're probably right. I haven't done the math, obviously, but I believe you. All right, so alchemists are just going to build out all their stuff. They probably, as suggested, will take water 3 and then bump water like once or twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'll probably bump water once. Yeah. I don't think it's particularly good to like use all those resources that way. Oh, I guess it's not so bad, but they probably want to just use this power as coins. I think. Crush was hyperbole. Yeah, 3 points of crushing. I can live with that sort of crushing. Ghostly could have town instead of connecting. Probably not, because towning relies on alchemists to be nice to you. Alchemists were pretty tough on Ghostly. They took I-10, and Ghostly needed 3 dig. He needed 2 actions to connect here, right? So if he spends 1 action to take I-11, then alchemists still mess up I-10 right away. Did they cut immediately? Well, so, like, this, you're talking round 6, right? If you're saying if he takes I-10, then alchemists don't spend the extra worker to cut, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. But it is good when players like overvalue connection. Like clearly, if I were playing dwarves, I would never have tried to connect there. After they took G3, I would have said, "All right, you spent your effort doing that. That's your prerogative to do." But are we going to see alchemists beat us? Are alchemists in first? They're going to get 12 points on the pass. They're losing 1 point here. After they might be losing 2 points here, right? Yeah, so they're going to get 107, pass for 119. They're going to be first in network, 137. 145 plus 148, like tops 150, right? Okay, so we do have alchemists covered. It was a tunnel, so there's that. Yeah, they did tunnel. So they got 4 points for that. It probably wasn't a bad move. Yeah, I think that they're just short of beating Ghostly. And where are mermaids at? 135, 143. This is a very, very close game. This game is super close. I think alchemists and mermaids might be like almost tied. This was a crazy spade-hungry game for us. We spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spades outside of the architect's natural ability. That is crazy. Yeah, wow. Super close game. From top to bottom, 8 points. Okay. Did we make it to Elite League? All right, we did. Took us a while. We haven't played like that often, and we don't always win. So, but it's nice to get first at like a decent table. This is a very slow game for us, but you know what? I'm going to just say it's okay. It's okay that it was a slow game this time because honestly, a lot of moves went against us that we didn't expect. Right? Like maybe I should have foreseen F1 because I think that I kind of sensed it coming when mermaids decided to focus on digging through H3, but I don't think I could have beaten them to F1. And then like Ghostly did start C5. I could have started D7 out of spite. And he's like a little salty that Alchemists dug this town away from him, but I don't think that was a bad move for Alchemists at all. They couldn't know, and obviously like they were going to win. The post-game complaint of this arena season has been out of control. Agreed. However, I do understand like why Ghostly's like a little bitter about this one. Especially like it sucks when like the player who messes with you like was in 4th place anyway. But I think that like this gave them at least a chance of beating dwarves. And honestly, like as you guys said, like Ghostly could have prioritized I-10 instead of D6. So like that is its own that pays its own dues, right? Yeah, like if you prioritize D6 over I-10, then it is like what's going to happen. Everyone should just understand that everyone's at least trying their best to win. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that Alchemists were at all like out of line digging this hex, but there are some cases where I feel like it can suck, and I do understand why Ghostly like feels bad. Like I would probably feel pretty bad too. However, honestly, I don't feel as bad because he still wound up being 2nd place, right? Like being 2nd place is like pretty solid. I have a lot of games where I'm like a lot worse than 2nd place. Especially in such a close game. They didn't lose a single point by doing it. I don't know about that. I don't know if they didn't lose a single point because by digging I-10, they gave up the chance to build E10 instead. So they spent a dig where they didn't have to. And arguably, like Ghostly, if he builds I-10, like gives Alchemist like a little bit of leech, but it's like it's 2-for-1 leech, which is not very. And it doesn't have to be 2-for-1 leech, right? Like I don't think that there was a TP here, so he maybe saves like a couple points, right, by doing so. But dwarves like guaranteed win in that case, so maybe they beat mermaids, and maybe they're a little closer to me. So I don't know, like it. I think it did cost them to block a little bit, but I think that that's good for me. Yeah, I think it's nice for me that it worked out this way. And what did we do this game? We had a weird game. We took 2 workers actions, which you really don't expect as architects that often. We managed to score well off the track, as did everyone. Everyone scored well off the track. No surprises there. We took Earth 1 only. That's a little unusual for me. I usually either don't take, like usually water one and air one are very key to my scoring, whether or not I have earth one. We did very poorly in the past. That's unfortunate, but hey, that's Terra Mystica for sure. You don't always get the breaks. We did well in towns. That's no surprise. And yeah, end game scoring is where we made most of our money. So that's the game. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for chatting. It was a fun one. Nice to play. I think architects might be my single favorite faction. So it's always fun to play them, and it's fun to do well. And thanks for yeah, it's nice having like a busy chat today. So yeah, yep. Thanks everyone. See you next time.